Close your eyes for a moment and think about the last time you looked up at the night sky. Did you feel a strange pulling sensation, like the stars were calling you home? This isn't just your imagination playing tricks on you. For thousands of starseeds walking among us right now, this feeling is real, so incredibly real that it often brings tears to their eyes. You see, starseeds aren't just ordinary people. They're beautiful souls who came from distant stars, choosing to be born on Earth for a special mission. But here's what many don't know. To return to their star families, there are tests they must pass. Not ordinary tests like the ones you took in school, but deep soul lessons that will unlock the very memories of who you truly are. Think about it. Have you always felt different? Like you're watching a play where everyone knows their lines except you? Maybe you've caught yourself looking at how others live their lives and thinking, this can't be all there is. That feeling isn't wrong. It isn't strange. It's actually one of the first signs that you might be a starseed facing these essential tests. What I'm about to share with you isn't just another spiritual theory. These are the 8 crucial tests that every starseed must face and pass to find their way back home. Some of you might be going through these tests right now without even realizing it. That unexplained sadness you feel, those moments when Earth feels too heavy, too dense, those aren't random feelings. They're part of your awakening process. Every day, I receive messages from starseeds worldwide who are struggling with these exact challenges. They feel lost, confused, and overwhelmed by life on Earth. Many of them are asking the same question. How do I know if I'm doing the right thing? How do I know if I'm on the right path? Today, we're going to answer those questions. We're going to explore each test in detail, understanding not just what they are, but how to recognize them and, most importantly, how to pass them. The first test every starseed faces is what I call the loneliness test. This isn't your ordinary kind of loneliness. It's a deep, soul-level feeling of being completely different from everyone around you. Think back to your childhood. While other kids were playing together, did you often find yourself lost in your own world? Maybe you spent hours staring at clouds, feeling like they had messages just for you. Or perhaps you had conversations with beings no one else could see. This loneliness shows up in the strangest ways. You might be in a room full of people, friends, family, co-workers, and still feel like no one truly understands you. It's like speaking a language that sounds like English to everyone else, but the words carry deeper meanings that only you can grasp. You might have the perfect job, the perfect relationship, the perfect life on paper, but something still feels missing. But here's what most starseeds don't realize about this test. The loneliness isn't a punishment. It's actually a gift, a built-in compass that keeps you from getting too comfortable in the illusions of Earth life. When you feel that ache of being different, it's really your soul reminding you of your true home among the stars. The test isn't about getting rid of the loneliness. It's about understanding its purpose. Let me share something powerful with you. Every time you feel that isolation, every time you think, I don't belong here, you're actually one step closer to passing this test. Because the real lesson isn't about fitting in. It's about accepting that you're not meant to. Your uniqueness, your different way of seeing the world, your inability to fully embrace Earth's dense energies. These aren't flaws. They're features of your starseed design. Think of it like being a dolphin living in a world of fish. The fish might swim in schools, following the same patterns they've always known. But you, as a dolphin, need to surface for air. You need to jump above the waves sometimes to see beyond the water. The fish might think you're strange for doing this, but it's essential to your nature. That's exactly what it's like being a starseed on Earth. This test has several layers to it. First, there's the recognition phase, understanding that your feelings of being different are valid. Then comes the acceptance phase, embracing your unique nature instead of fighting against it. But the deepest layer, the one that truly marks passing this test, is when you start using your outsider perspective to help others. You see, starseeds often have a special ability to notice things that Earth souls take for granted. You might question systems that everyone else accepts without thinking. You might feel drawn to healing practices that others consider strange. You might have insights about life, death, and existence that seem to come from nowhere. These aren't random thoughts. They're part of your starseed wisdom. The key to passing the loneliness test isn't in finding ways to fit in better. It's an understanding that your sense of being different is actually your greatest strength. When you feel that ache of isolation, try this. Instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?" ask yourself, "What am I seeing that others need help to see?" This simple shift changes everything. As you navigate this test, you'll start noticing others who feel the same way. They might not use the word starseed, but you'll recognize the look in their eyes, that same searching quality, that same sense of being different. This is when the magic happens. The loneliness starts transforming into a sense of purpose. You begin to understand that you're not just different, you're different for a reason. Many starseeds get stuck at this first test because they spend their energy trying to overcome their uniqueness instead of embracing it. They try to force themselves to enjoy things that Earth souls naturally enjoy. They push themselves to think and act like everyone else. But that's like trying to teach a bird to swim underwater. It goes against your very nature. The true mastery of this test comes when you can sit comfortably in your difference. When you can smile knowingly at the feeling of being an outsider, because you understand it's actually a sign of being right where you're supposed to be. When you can look at the life paths that others consider normal, the 9-to-5 jobs, the traditional relationships, the accepted ways of thinking, and peacefully acknowledge that your path might look very different. This test also teaches you something crucial about your mission here on Earth. You didn't come here to blend in. You didn't come here to follow the crowd. You came here precisely because you're different, because you carry frequencies and understandings that Earth needs right now. Your outsider perspective isn't a burden. It's a tool for helping shift consciousness on this planet. The second test that starseeds face is the awakening test, and it's often the most intense and confusing of all. This test usually begins with what many call the dark night of the soul, a period when everything you thought you knew starts falling apart. It might start gradually, with small doubts creeping into your mind about the reality you've been taught. Or it might hit you all at once, like a lightning bolt of realization that nothing is what it seems. During this test, you might find yourself questioning everything: your beliefs, your relationships, your career choices, even your own identity. Things that once seemed important suddenly feel meaningless. The goals you were pursuing might start to feel empty. You might wake up one day and wonder why you ever cared about having the newest phone, the biggest house, or the most impressive job title. This awakening often comes with physical symptoms that doctors can't explain. You might experience unusual sleep patterns, finding yourself wide awake at 3 a.m. with an overwhelming sense that something important is happening. Your energy levels might fluctuate wildly. One day, you're filled with boundless energy. The next, you can barely get out of bed. You might become more sensitive to foods, sounds, and energies that never bothered you before. But here's what makes this test particularly challenging. While all of this is happening inside you, the outside world keeps moving as if nothing has changed. You might be having profound realizations about the nature of reality while sitting in a boring meeting at work. You might be processing deep spiritual truths while standing in line at the grocery store. The contrast between your inner experience and the seemingly unchanged outer world can make you feel like you're going crazy. This is where many starseeds get stuck. They try to ignore these awakening symptoms, hoping they'll go away. They might throw themselves into work or relationships, trying to distract themselves from the growing awareness that something fundamental is shifting. But fighting this awakening is like trying to hold back the tide. It's exhausting and ultimately impossible. The key to passing this test lies in surrender. Not giving up, but surrendering to the process of awakening. It means accepting that yes, your perception of reality is changing, and that's okay. It means understanding that the confusion and disorientation are normal parts of remembering who you really are. Think of it like waking up from a very vivid dream. For a few moments, both the dream world and the waking world feel equally real, and it can be disorienting. During this awakening, you might start receiving information in new ways. Sudden insights might pop into your mind, You might have vivid dreams that feel more like memories. You might find yourself drawn to certain numbers, symbols, or patterns. These aren't random occurrences. They're part of your Starseed coding activating, like a computer program that's been dormant starting to run. One of the most beautiful aspects of this test is how it changes your relationship with the natural world. Many Starseeds find themselves suddenly able to feel the energy of trees, plants, and animals in a way they never could before. The wind might start to feel like it's speaking to you. The stars might seem to twinkle with messages just for you. This isn't imagination. It's your natural Starseed abilities awakening. But this test also comes with a responsibility. As you awaken, you'll start seeing the pain and suffering in the world more clearly. You'll become more aware of the ways Earth and its inhabitants are hurting. This awareness can be overwhelming at first, but it's actually a crucial part of understanding your mission here. You're not meant to carry the world's pain. You're meant to use your awakened awareness to help heal it. The awakening test also brings changes to your relationships. Some friends might drift away, while new ones mysteriously appear in your life. You might find yourself unable to engage in the same small talk that once filled your social interactions. Instead, you crave deeper connections and meaningful conversations. This shifting of relationships isn't a loss. It's a natural realignment as you step more fully into your Starseed identity. The third test that Starseeds face is what I call the Earth Life test, and it's perhaps the most practical yet challenging of the early tests. This is where your spiritual awakening meets everyday reality. It's about learning to balance your expanding cosmic awareness with the basic needs of living on Earth. Paying bills, maintaining relationships, taking care of your physical body, and navigating human society. This test often shows up as a deep frustration with Earth's systems and structures. You might find yourself struggling with the concept of working a traditional job when your soul is calling you to do something more meaningful. The idea of spending 8 hours a day in an office might feel like a prison sentence. Money might feel like a strange, heavy energy that you don't quite understand how to work with. Many Starseeds face particular challenges during this test because Earth's way of doing things often feels backwards to them. In higher dimensional societies, energy exchange is direct and based on joy and natural gifts. But here on Earth, we've created complex systems of exchange that can feel limiting and artificial to Starseed souls. You might find yourself wondering why we can't just share resources, why we have to earn a living when life itself should be free. During this test, you might experience what feels like a cosmic homesickness. Earth's dense energy might feel too heavy at times. Simple tasks like grocery shopping or filing taxes might drain you in ways that seem excessive. You might find yourself looking up at the stars at night, feeling an almost painful longing to return home. This isn't just emotional. It's your higher dimensional consciousness adjusting to third-dimensional reality. But here's the crucial thing about this test. It's not about rejecting Earth life, but about learning to master it while maintaining your higher awareness. Think of yourself as a deep-sea diver. You need to learn how to operate in this denser environment while staying connected to your source of air, your spiritual truth. This means developing practical skills while keeping your spiritual connection strong. One of the biggest challenges during this test is dealing with time. Earth operates on linear time, while many starseeds are used to more fluid, multidimensional experiences of time. You might find yourself struggling with schedules and deadlines, not because you're lazy or disorganized, but because your soul remembers a different way of being. Learning to work with Earth time without letting it imprison you is a key part of passing this test. This test also involves learning to care for your physical body, which can feel like a dense, limiting vehicle to starseed souls. You might be sensitive to foods that others eat easily. You might need more rest than most people, or find yourself affected by energies that others can't feel. Understanding and respecting your body's needs, while learning to maintain its health in Earth's environment, is crucial. During this phase, many starseeds face challenges with authority structures. You might find yourself questioning rules that seem arbitrary or resisting systems that feel controlling. This isn't teenage rebellion. It's your higher dimensional understanding recognizing the limitations of current Earth structures. The trick isn't to fight against these systems, but to learn how to work within them while maintaining your integrity. Money often becomes a major focus during this test. Many starseeds struggle with the concept of charging for their gifts or participating in the money system at all. You might feel that spiritual gifts should be given freely or that requiring payment for helping others is wrong. But part of this test is learning that money is simply one form of energy exchange on Earth, and that it's okay to receive abundant compensation for your contributions. Relationships take on new complexity during this test too. You might find yourself trying to balance your awakening consciousness with maintaining connections to family members who don't understand your journey. You might struggle with romantic relationships because Earth's concept of love feels limited compared to the unconditional love you remember from your star family. Learning to create authentic relationships while honoring both your Earth experience and your stellar origins is part of this test. The Earth Life test also involves learning to manage your energy in a world that can feel overwhelming. You might need to develop new boundaries, learning when to engage and when to withdraw. You might need to create regular practices for clearing and protecting your energy. Understanding that these aren't signs of weakness, but necessary tools for thriving on Earth is important. Every starseed reaches a point in their journey where they face the purpose test. This isn't like discovering what career you want. It's much deeper. It's about remembering why your soul chose to come to Earth in the first place. This test often begins with a persistent feeling that you're meant to do something important, even if you can't quite figure out what it is. Think about those moments when you feel a strange urgency, like time is running out, but you're not sure for what. Or those nights when you can't sleep because your mind is filled with ideas and visions of how the world could be better. These aren't random thoughts. They're echoes of your soul's mission, trying to break through into your conscious awareness. Many starseeds get stuck here because they're looking for their purpose in the wrong places. They think it has to be something grand and dramatic, like becoming a famous spiritual teacher or healing thousands of people. But starseed purposes often start much smaller and more subtle. Maybe you're the person who always knows exactly what to say to comfort someone in pain. Maybe you have a special way with animals or plants grow better in your care. These aren't coincidences. They're clues to your purpose. Your purpose test often comes with synchronicities, those magical moments when everything seems to line up perfectly. You might randomly meet someone who connects you to your next step, or find yourself in situations that seem too perfect to be coincidental. The key is learning to trust these signs. Your star family and guides are constantly sending you hints and nudges toward your true path. During this test, you might feel frustrated because your purpose seems to keep changing. One month you're sure you're meant to be a healer. The next month you're drawn to making music. Then you feel called to work with children. This isn't confusion, it's expansion. Your purpose isn't usually just one thing. Like a diamond with many facets, your mission here has multiple aspects that reveal themselves as you're ready to embrace them. One of the most challenging parts of this test is dealing with timing. Many starseeds feel an urgent need to fulfill their purpose right now. But Earth operates on a different timeline than the higher dimensions. Sometimes what feels like delay is actually perfect divine timing, allowing all the pieces to fall into place. Learning to trust this timing while staying committed to your path is crucial. The purpose test also involves facing your fears about stepping into your power. You might worry about being judged, rejected, or misunderstood. You might fear the responsibility that comes with accepting your mission. These fears aren't signs that you're on the wrong path. They're often confirmation that you're getting closer to your truth. The bigger the fear, the more important it usually is to move forward. This test requires you to balance action with surrender. While you need to take steps toward your purpose, you also need to stay open to how it unfolds. Your logical mind might want to plan everything out, but starseed purposes often reveal themselves one step at a time. It's like walking in a fog. You might only be able to see a few feet ahead, but as you keep walking, more of the path becomes clear. The connection test brings starseeds face to face with one of their greatest challenges: learning to build meaningful relationships while maintaining their high vibrational state. This test isn't just about making friends or finding your soulmate. It's about learning to connect deeply with others without losing yourself in the process. During this test, you might find yourself magnetically drawing people to you. Strangers might start sharing their life stories within minutes of meeting you. People might tell you they feel safe with you, even if they don't know why. This is your starseed energy naturally creating spaces of healing and truth. But it can also be overwhelming if you haven't learned how to manage these connections. One of the biggest challenges in this test is learning to distinguish between those who are drawn to your light because they're ready to awaken, and those who are drawn to it because they want to feed off your energy. Not everyone who seeks your help is meant to receive it. Learning to trust your intuition about who to connect with and when to maintain boundaries is crucial. This test often brings opportunities to connect with your soul family, other starseeds who share your mission and understand your journey without explanation. These connections might happen in unexpected ways, through social media, in random encounters, or in dreams. When you meet a member of your soul family, there's often an instant recognition, like you've known each other forever. But here's where many starseeds get tripped up. They start thinking they need to cut ties with everyone who isn't awakened or part of their soul family. This isn't the point of the test. Your mission often involves being a bridge between different levels of consciousness. Sometimes the people who seem the least spiritual are exactly the ones you're meant to help or learn from. The connection test also involves learning to communicate your truth in ways that others can understand. You might have access to complex spiritual concepts or higher dimensional knowledge, but the challenge is translating this into language that resonates with where others are in their journey. It's like being a translator between the stars and Earth. One particularly challenging aspect of this test is romantic relationships. Many starseeds struggle with Earth's limited concepts of love and partnership. You might find yourself attracted to someone's energy or soul rather than their physical appearance. You might feel frustrated by traditional relationship expectations. Learning to navigate romantic connections while honoring your starseed nature is part of this test. This test also involves learning to connect with Earth itself. Many starseeds feel more comfortable connecting with the stars than with Earth's energy. But part of your mission here involves bridging between galactic and Earth energies. This means learning to ground yourself, to communicate with nature spirits, and to honor Earth's wisdom while maintaining your stellar connection. The energy test challenges starseeds to master their relationship with the various energies they encounter on Earth. This isn't just about managing your personal energy. It's about learning to navigate the complex energy landscape of this planet while maintaining your higher vibrational state. During this test, you might become increasingly sensitive to energies around you. Crowded places might suddenly feel overwhelming. Certain locations might drain you while others recharge you. You might start feeling other people's emotions as if they're your own. This isn't a weakness. It's your natural starseed sensitivity awakening. The challenge is learning how to use this sensitivity as a gift rather than letting it overwhelm you. Many starseeds struggle with maintaining their energy in Earth's dense atmosphere. You might feel constantly tired, especially after interacting with large groups of people. You might experience sudden energy crashes or unexpected waves of emotion that don't seem to belong to you. Learning to recognize what energies are yours and what belongs to others is crucial during this test. This test often brings challenges with technology and electromagnetic fields. You might notice that your presence affects electronic devices. Lights might flicker when you're emotional, or computers might act strangely around you. This isn't just coincidence. It's your higher vibrational energy interacting with Earth's electromagnetic field. Learning to manage and direct this energy becomes important. One of the most significant aspects of this test is learning to work with Earth's energy grid. Many starseeds are here specifically to help upgrade and heal Earth's energy systems. You might feel drawn to certain locations without knowing why, or feel called to perform energy work in specific places. These aren't random urges. They're part of your mission to help raise Earth's vibration. The energy test also involves learning to manage your own energy field. This means developing regular practices for clearing, protecting, and recharging your energy. You might need more alone time than others, more time in nature, or specific practices like meditation or energy work to maintain your balance. Understanding and honoring these needs is crucial for passing this test. During this phase, you might experience intense energy fluctuations as Earth goes through its own ascension process. Your body might react strongly to solar flares, full moons, or other cosmic events. You might have days when you feel incredibly light and connected, followed by periods of heaviness and disconnection. Learning to ride these energy waves while staying centered is part of the test. This test also challenges you to master the balance between giving and receiving energy. Many starseeds are natural healers and energy workers, but they often give too much without allowing themselves to receive. Learning that it's okay to receive support, to take breaks, and to prioritize your own energy maintenance is crucial for passing this test. Working with energy also means learning to discern between different types of energies. Not all light is love, and not all darkness is negative. You might need to develop your ability to recognize deceptive energies that masquerade as light, while also learning to work with shadow aspects in a healing way. This discernment becomes increasingly important as you step more fully into your power. The energy test often brings opportunities to work with higher dimensional energies while staying grounded in your physical body. You might start channeling energy from your star family or working with specific galactic frequencies. The challenge is maintaining these higher connections while staying functional in daily life. Being able to shift between different energy frequencies is needed. The truth test is where many starseeds face their greatest internal battle. It's the moment when you must decide to live your truth openly, even when it goes against everything society tells you is normal or realistic. This isn't just about being honest. It's about standing firmly in your starseed identity, regardless of what others might think. Think about all those times you've held back from sharing your experiences because you were afraid people would think you're crazy. Maybe you've seen spirits your whole life, but learned to stay quiet about it. Maybe you know things about the future, but have been afraid to speak up. Maybe you can feel Earth's pain, but worried others would dismiss your sensitivity. The truth test asks you to release these fears and step fully into your authentic self. During this test, you'll face situations that challenge you to either speak your truth or stay silent. These might be small moments, like when someone asks what you believe in, or bigger ones, like deciding whether to leave a successful career to follow your spiritual calling. Each of these moments is actually a mini test, asking you how committed you are to living authentically. Many starseeds struggle with this test because living your truth often means standing alone. You might be the only one in your family who believes in past lives. You might be the only one at work who sees beyond the material world. You might be the only one among your friends who feels a deep connection to other star systems. The challenge isn't in having these experiences. It's in being willing to acknowledge them openly. This test also involves learning to trust your inner knowing above external authority. Your soul carries wisdom from many lifetimes and dimensions. But this knowledge often contradicts what you've been taught on Earth. When your inner guidance tells you one thing, but society tells you another, which will you choose to believe? The truth test asks you to trust your inner compass, even when it points in a different direction than everyone else's. One of the most challenging aspects of this test is learning to share your truth in ways that help rather than harm. It's not about forcing your beliefs on others or proving you're right. Instead, it's about finding gentle ways to share your understanding when it's needed and knowing when to stay silent. Like a master gardener, you learn to plant seeds of truth where the soil is ready to receive them. The truth test often brings up old wounds around being silenced or persecuted. Many starseeds carry memories of past lives where speaking their truth led to painful consequences. These memories might surface as unexplained fears or hesitation when it's time to share your gifts. Healing these wounds and choosing to speak up anyway is part of passing this test. The final test is perhaps the most profound, the return test. This isn't about physically leaving Earth, but about fully remembering and embracing your starseed nature while still walking this Earth plane. It's about finding the perfect balance between your galactic self and your human experience. During this test, your connection to your star family becomes stronger than ever. You might start receiving clear messages or downloads from them. Your dreams might become more vivid, filled with images of other worlds and civilizations. You might find yourself spontaneously speaking light languages or understanding universal codes and symbols. These aren't signs that you're losing touch with reality. They're signs that you're remembering your true reality. The return test challenges you to fully accept your role as a bridge between worlds. You're not here just for your own journey. You're here to help Earth and humanity through their awakening process. This understanding often comes with a deep sense of responsibility, but also with a profound sense of purpose and peace. Many starseeds get excited during this test and want to rush the process of going home, but that's not what this test is about. It's about understanding that you can be fully connected to your star family while still being fully present on Earth. It's about bringing heaven to Earth rather than trying to escape Earth to find heaven. This test often brings intense physical and emotional experiences. Your body might go through unusual symptoms as it adjusts to holding higher frequencies. You might have periods of extreme joy followed by periods of deep processing. Your perception of reality might shift dramatically, allowing you to see beyond the physical world more easily. These experiences are all part of your system upgrading to hold more of your true essence. The return test also involves making peace with your Earth mission. Some starseeds feel disappointed when they realize that returning home doesn't mean physically leaving Earth right now. But understanding that you're here for a reason and that your presence on Earth is both voluntary and valuable is crucial for passing this test. During this phase, you might find yourself naturally taking on a teaching or guiding role for others who are awakening. Not because you're trying to be a guru, but because your very presence helps others remember their own truth. Your energy becomes a key that helps unlock others' memories of who they really are. As we come to the end of exploring these 8 crucial tests, remember that there's no perfect timeline for passing them. Some starseeds might move through certain tests quickly while spending years on others. Some might face several tests simultaneously. What matters isn't the speed of your journey, but the depth of your understanding. Each test builds upon the previous ones, creating a spiral of growth that continually deepens your awareness and strengthens your connection to both your galactic heritage and your Earth mission. The challenges you face aren't punishments or obstacles. They're opportunities to remember more of who you truly are. If you're resonating with these tests, feeling a deep knowing in your heart that yes, this is your path, trust that feeling. That recognition is your soul confirming your starseed nature. You're not alone on this journey. Millions of starseeds are awakening right now, each facing these same tests in their own unique way. Your presence on Earth during this crucial time of transformation isn't an accident. You didn't come here to blend in or to live a normal life. You came here to help create something entirely new, a bridge between Earth and the stars, between the physical and the spiritual, between what has been and what could be. As you continue to navigate these tests, remember that every step forward, every truth embraced, every challenge faced contributes to the greater mission of raising Earth's consciousness. Your individual journey is part of a much larger story, the story of Earth's ascension and humanity's awakening to its true potential. Stay true to your path, trust your inner guidance, and know that your star family is always with you, supporting and guiding you through each test. The journey home isn't about leaving Earth. It's about bringing the stars down to Earth and helping create heaven right here, right now. Remember, when the tests feel challenging, when Earth feels too dense, when you feel most alone, those are often the moments just before a breakthrough. Keep going. Keep shining. Keep remembering. The universe needs your unique light now more than ever. Your journey as a starseed isn't just about passing tests. It's about transforming yourself and the world around you through the process. Each test you face, Each challenge you overcome adds another thread to the magnificent tapestry of Earth's evolution. You are here for a reason, and these tests are helping you remember and fulfill that sacred purpose.